Hey, you guys can follow me over on Instagram at Christy at the Cottage.
Hey guys, so I'm on my way to work and I think today's gonna be more of a vlog day for sure. I don't really have any like big huge service that I'm doing. I think I'm just doing like a partial retouch and then a haircut later on, and then I'm done for the day. So just a little vlog conversation. So I have TikTok, but like I don't do anything on it. Like I don't put anything on it. Like, hold on. Such a cute guy. There was an old fellow that was scraping all of the snow off the sidewalk, like the whole length of the sidewalk, like not just his area, but like everywhere. Such a cute little guy, and I always see him outside whenever he's walking, and he always waves. He's such a sweet old man. Anyway, so I don't have TikTok, but like apparently the whole TikTok thing right now is saying that the younger generation born after 2000 knows the old people by how we part our hair. What is that about? So here's my theory on this, okay? Excuse me. So my theory on this is that as you get older and become your own person, your own woman, you realize that a side part doesn't look good on anybody. It looks like, I was gonna say a bad word. It makes your head look extremely long. It is a rare person that can pull off a center part. Did I say side part earlier? I meant center part. It is a rare person that can pull off a center part, because it draws this huge line down your face. You know that, right? We all learned that in beauty school. And I think the reason all the younger generation, why they wear their hair with a center part still, is because their moms growing up always parted their hair down the center, and they haven't evolved into adulthood yet to realize it looks bad on mostly everybody. Look at the Kardashians. I love the Kardashians, okay? But do you ever see their pictures and their head always looks huge because they always got it parted down the center, okay? The reason why you still part your hair down the center is because your mom did it when you were a kid growing up, and you haven't become an adult yet to realize that the cool thing is not a center part, it's a side part. I gotta go to Starbucks. I just wanted to touch base on that. Anyways, you guys, thanks for listening. Sometimes I just gotta go on a little rant. Sometimes I just gotta talk to somebody about it, because I don't use my Instagram for this kind of stuff. Like, I'm not really on it. Like, I will post my hair stuff on Instagram, but I'm not really like, I don't really talk to y'all on Instagram, you know? It's because I'm not an Instagram hairstylist. I know you know what I'm talking about when I say that. I'm not that cute girl with a bucket hat, you know, with like the cool apron, with like the denim bleached out apron. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's definitely like an Instagram hairstylist where they're like super cute and all that stuff, and that is not me. Y'all would accept me over on Instagram if I was like how I normally am. Y'all would be like, get off of here and go do your hair. So, and you know what I love about you guys is y'all don't tell me that here on YouTube. You guys don't tell me that. You just accept me for the trashy person that I am sometimes, the troll that I am, the rolled out of bed troll. That's, you guys accept me for who I am. And I love you for that. So thank you. That makes me feel loved. So anyways, I just got my Starbucks, going to work, gonna do more of a vlog today, and I prefer doing the vlog sometimes because it's just, I'm really trying to like put out more YouTube videos every 3 days, which today's the third day and I missed one. So I'm hoping that I can just get this one up and running and like throw in an extra one. So I might do one and then like throw another one in there, or like throw this one in there and then the next day throw the vlog in there, because I know the vlog generally doesn't usually do very well. So I might do the vlog and then the next day, after I have time to edit, then I'll do that one. So, but anyways, I know you guys, some people don't care what I'm talking about, so I'm just gonna go and I will see you at the salon. I'm just gonna enjoy my Starbucks on the drive. Okay, bye. Oh my god, you guys, I'm such an idiot. So my boyfriend and I know you don't care about this stuff. It's nothing hair related, and if you want to get to hair related stuff, then skip ahead. So my boyfriend and I have been watching this TV show called Luther. It has Idris Elba. And my boyfriend looks just like him, and so I always feel like I can like fantasize over my boyfriend being Idris Elba, because I swear to God, he's his twin. I love him so much. My boyfriend, I love my boyfriend. And anyway, so my boyfriend and I have been watching Luther, and it's based in England, and so like they drive on the other side of the road, you know what I mean? And so just now there's a car coming towards me, and I looked and I didn't see anybody driving the car, because I was looking on the passenger side, and I started freaking out. I was like, there's no one driving the car! Who's driving the car? And I didn't see anybody, and I was like super worried, like, where's the driver at? And then turns out it was the passenger side, and we're in America, so there was somebody driving the car. It was just the visor was down and I didn't see them. So that scared me for a minute, because I thought, like, who is this ghost car just driving around and nobody's even in the car? Where's the person? I swear, I need to start watching American TV shows again. Okay, so my client that I'm doing right now, I've actually recorded her hair a few times and I've never uploaded any of them. So what we've been doing is, the very, very first time we did like heavy blonde all over, and then we did like purple roots. And then the last time we just did like a partial foil and like blended her roots with like, not blended, but we put like purple on her roots. And so today we're doing the same thing again, which is just a partial foil. And then we'll go back through and do purple on her roots. So I'm gonna use my Schwarzkopf Blonde Me with 20 volume. And that's what we're gonna do.
Hey guys, here's my clients before, and you can kind of see at her root area there's kind of like a different tone, and that's actually because apparently her niece put like this overtone stuff on her hair, and it kind of lifted her roots, which honestly it kind of made for a better blend as it was growing out. But I just want to comment that that second kind of warmer tone of that root shade is not from the last service that we have done. So I'm going to start off her service with just doing the hairline foils, and because we're just doing a partial, but I know kind of the gray coverage is something that she really wants to make sure that she blends pretty good. So I'm going to do like 5 foils, just really soft weaves on her hairline. And then I'm going to flip to the other side and do the same 5 foils over on that side. So if you've made it this far in the video, if you've never watched my videos before, and honestly, thanks for sticking around. This isn't the typical video that I normally do with that intro, but comment in the section below if you're still sticking around for the first time. I appreciate you. So I always do my hairline foils this way, and that's because it helps blend the hair really nicely as it grows out. It just is a really soft, subtle brightness, and it kind of helps blend the roots. And I normally just do really fine baby lights, really soft weaves, and I don't do much of a subsection in between. I just do really soft, subtle pieces of hair, and that way it's not going to look like this big, huge, like chunk of blonde brightness right on the hairline. It's just going to blend really nicely back into her natural hair, and it's going to blend her gray. And this is typically how I do all of my hairline foils, and my clients really like it because they can go a while without feeling like they have a harsh line of grow out. They don't have any harsh streaks or lines in the hair or anything. So we're just going to finish this off and move up to the money piece. Depending on your client's hairline, sometimes like if they have not like my client doesn't necessarily have a widow's peak, but she does have more of like a V shape hairline versus like mine is more like rounded. And so sometimes I like doing more of a V shape hairline foil up in the money piece, and that's gonna help kind of branch out the foils a little bit further. I feel like if you just go just straight down the center, then you're really just going to be getting, especially if you only do like 3 or 4 foils, you're really only going to be getting the very middle of the hairline because it kind of comes to that point down the center, and those first 2 foils are going to be extremely minimal. And so I kind of like doing 2 different sections to branch out on one side of the V and then the other side of the V. And this will also help extend the foils out a little bit further to connect to the side pieces. So that way when they pull their hair back, they feel like they have a nice connection of brightness all the way around their hairline. And then doing like a few like slices or weaves with a little bit of a subsection in between. This is going to help give them that nice pop of brightness that everybody likes generally. So now we're going to flip onto this side and do this side of the V-shaped hairline. And you can see, especially over on here, that it's really connecting to the other foil. It was kind of hard to see on the other side. So one thing, if you part just straight down the center, if you're not able to reach with one foil all the way across to the other, like to either side of the forehead, then that can create some dark holes like at the very sides of the hairline up at their forehead. And then when they pull their hair back, they might have some darker streaks that kind of like don't blend with the rest of the hair. So that way, sometimes you just have to use your best judgment and do 2 sections right on the front of the money piece area to give it the nice brightness that they like. Now that we have her hairline foils done, we're going to go through and just do our partial foil. And she does part her hair kind of right there. You can see it's a little parted. And she parts it a little bit further on the side. And we're going to go through and I'm going to start with a weave and then do kind of a finer subsection, not too thick of a subsection. And I'm going to alternate my foils with weave, slice, weave, slice. But as I make my way closer to where she parts her hair, I'm going to be doing small, like very, very small subsections. And that's because I want to make sure that no matter where she parts her hair, because she kind of was like, oh, wherever it falls. So that generally means like it's not always going to be in the same exact spot every time. Like they might part out on the side, but that doesn't mean it's always going to fall in the same exact spot on the side. It might have a few strands that are falling on this side or that side every other time. So I like to do my subsections a little thinner when I get towards the part area, and that's going to help get the foils a little bit closer together. And no matter where their hair falls, they're going to have the same amount of highlights on either side. I don't want to do too big of a subsection right where they part their hair. And then if their hair falls a little bit differently one day or the next, then they might have like too much of that subsection showing and not enough highlights, or maybe they part their hair right on the line of the subsection and the highlights. So then one side of their part has all highlights and then the other side has all like the darker subsection hair. So that's why in this area especially, I like doing very thin subsections and just probably like these like 4 foils. I like packing them in a little bit closer together. And then once I'm done with the part area, I'll kind of start spacing my subsections out a little bit further. And that's going to help give them a better blend and help the hair fall a little bit nicely wherever the hair is going to part more naturally. Okay, same thing on this side. We're just going to start with doing a weave and then a slice. And then we're just going to finish off these few little foils on this side. And then we'll go to the back and the crown area, just kind of below where the hair parts. And we're going to throw a few foils in the back and then call it good. And then that's all we're going to do for our partial foil. So we're going to finish off these foils in the back area, and then she's going to process probably for 30 minutes roughly, and then we will wash her out. So we just washed her out, and I just did some purple shampoo on her. I asked her if she wanted me to tone her down to be more ashier, but it would be a little bit darker, and she said no, that she wanted to keep it a little bit brighter. So that's why she's going to stay kind of where she's at right now.
Okay, so we just got done washing my client out, and now we're gonna go through and do the purple. I just did a really quick rough dry on her hair, not like perfectly dry or anything, so she's still pretty damp. So we're gonna go through and do her purple roots, and people ask what purple do I prefer, and the one that I think that is the best is the Goldwell Illumin VV All. I don't know what that is, but this one, it lasts a long time. All my clients that come back say that have done purple feel like this doesn't fade, or if it fades, it lightens a little bit to like a really pretty lavender. But you know, sometimes when purple fades, it turns to like a murky, like green color or whatever. Like that doesn't happen with this. It's just a really pretty like lavender color that you can see that she has on her hair right now as it's faded. But it turns to like a really pretty like grape color. And so that's what we're gonna do right now, is use this on her hair. But you have to be really careful. Like, I'm gonna wear a glove, but when I wash her hair out, I'm gonna have the worst like purple hands just from washing her hair. So be very cautious that you don't like, I have stains on my station from it. If you put it on the floor, it's gonna stain. Like, it's very strong and potent, so just be cautious.
All right, I'm getting my glove on, and we're gonna just kind of section her hair, and we're gonna go through and apply the purple. Now you can see that tone that it kind of fades to is really pretty soft lavender color, where some of the colors tend to fade off and be really like murky green. I've seen happen before. So I really like this one just because it ends up being really, really pretty as it fades out. So Normally when like the last few times that I've retouched her purple, I would be really cautious to like put the purple on and then kind of like feather it down through her roots a little bit, just because I didn't want it to be such a harsh line. But because you can see where that pre-existing purple is, it kind of already naturally will blend a little bit better. So I am kind of just going through and slapping it on her roots. And then when I get closer up to where she's been pre-lightened, I am going to go through and kind of feather it down some of those brighter pieces just to make sure that it does blend. But because there's already that pre-existing purple there, I'm not too worried about it. So that's why you kind of see me slapping it on just a little bit more quickly, and here I'm feathering it down a little bit more. But normally I would be really cautious too, especially if this was the first time doing her hair. I would be very, very careful to like make sure every time that I'm putting the purple on every section, I'm feathering it down a little bit so that way there's no harsh lines. But here you can see we're just feathering it as we work our way up to make sure that it blends really nicely. But also having that kind of faded color in there from the last time that we've done her hair is going to help it blend also. So we're just going to finish going through and applying this at her roots, and you can see that I pulled her front hairline pieces aside, and that's because I don't want it to naturally, like, I want it to be a little bit lighter than the rest of the rooted area, just because it is her money piece and we want it to be a little bit brighter. And she does want the purple to be there, but I don't want it to be as dark of a purple like what the rest of her hair is going to be. I want it to be a little bit more softer, to be a little bit brighter, just right around her face. So I'm sectioning those pieces aside, and then after I get everything applied on all of her hair, then I'm going to go through and tap her root area and let that sit just a little bit less of a time than the rest of her roots. All right, so we're going to go through and repeat the same thing on this side. You can see here in the back, I'm dropping it down just a little bit further and swiping down a little bit further into the hair. And that's because I know this is not a natural color, but you can see when people have more of a shadow, it kind of naturally gets a little bit darker in the crown area in the back. So that's why I'm kind of dropping it down a little bit further back here. Yes, I understand it's purple and it's not natural by any means, but I still wanted to kind of have more of a natural flow. So that's why I'm kind of dropping it down a little bit further in the back. Here's everything for the rest of her purple application that we did. You can see that there's some high points, some low points, and it drops down a little bit further in the back. And that's going to create like a nice blended line where you don't see just like a heavy line of demarcation or anything. It's just going to flow really nicely. And now we're going to go through and kind of pull the hair side and just kind of go through the hairline and tap the root just a little bit. I'm definitely not like slapping it on very like big of a section as I was through the rest of her hair. I'm really just trying to tap it just lightly on the root area and not pull it very much further down. And this is only going to sit for probably like 10 minutes at this point. And then after we get her roots on, I'm going to take the bleach that I had used before, so it's really gentle on the hair. And I'm just going to take some panels and paint through some of her ends to brighten them up. When we were toning, I asked her if she wanted to tone a little bit cooler, but it would kind of make her hair look a little bit darker, and she said she wanted to stay brighter. And so I decided to just kind of go through and paint through some of the ends to help brighten it up a little bit more. And we're still not going to tone her hair. I'm just going to use purple shampoo, but you'll see that I'm just going to do maybe like 5 panels just to add some added brightness back into her hair and just make her feel a little bit brighter and more lively instead of feeling like brassy and dull. And we're just going to go through and snip the ends probably like an inch or so. And she didn't want any facial framing or layering or anything. So we're just going to do this little haircut really quickly and then start drying and styling her hair. So I'm going to be flipping back and forth between my flat iron and my curling iron. I honestly like the way the flat iron curls better, and I like that it's a little bit faster than using a curling iron. But the only reason why I'll go through and use my curling iron is because sometimes the flat iron like sticks to the hair and you have to like pull it, and then it catches and then it creates those kinks in the hair. So that's why I start using a curling iron a little bit more. But one place that I do generally still always use my flat iron is around the hairline, and that's because I like the curls that it forms a little bit better than the curling iron does. And I know there's not too big of a difference, but I just like the way that it lays a little bit better. So I'm going to kind of go through and use both tools for different reasons. And but the way that I'm curling the hair is the same for both of them. I'm just curling everything back towards the I'm curling everything towards the back center of the head. I don't ever curl like towards the face or anything. I generally like to curl everything back and away from the face, and that gives the curl that nice kind of beachy wave that everybody likes. And then let it sit for a few minutes and then spray it and comb it out. So look how pretty that purple is. It blends so nicely into the blonde. She has just some really dark pieces in there, but then it blends really pretty with like the blonde. It kind of has some highlighted purple tones in there too. So we're gonna go through and comb it out, and like look how gorgeous that is. I'm really glad that I went through and painted some of those blonde pieces through the ends, because you can see where it just brightened up really subtly in some of those areas. And you can see the money piece area isn't quite as dark as the rest of the hair, but it still has that purple tone in there that she really likes. So here's the after, and I hope you guys like this video. And it's something fun to do, not something you do every day, but it's definitely fun, and I love doing the services when they come in the door.
Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that service. It's definitely not the typical kind of service that I usually do. with all of my blondes and whatnot. But I wanted to show you my hands. This is just from washing her hair out with the sink. Like, I think my problem is that I didn't use like cold water. I normally try to use like cold water, and I tell them like just be prepared for the frigid water. And I just wasn't thinking, like, our water in our salon is like fluctuating a lot, and so it kept on getting like warm and cold. So I think like having the warm water was causing it to like bleed out so much more. But I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but I posted a picture with her hair afterwards, and like I'm like holding a little strand of her hair, and all you can see is just like gross purple fingers. And I thought it was funny. I posted it because I thought it was funny. Like, life of a hairstylist, you can wear a glove, and then turns out when you wash the hair out, it doesn't matter because you're gonna get the purple anyways. So I don't know if I still have the other videos that I did from like the first time that we originally like did her service. Comment in the section below if you want me to upload that whole service from like the very, very first time that we did it. Because her hair, when she first came in, it was like dark. It was kind of like my natural hair color. And then we went and like did highlights and lifted it like super blonde, and then did the purple. And I don't know why I never uploaded it. I think it's because I was saving it for a rainy day. Like, there's times where I don't have a lot of footage on hand, so I'll like scroll back in my phone and just find something that like I never uploaded or edited, and then I'll just end up using that. And I think that's what I was saving it for, because a lot of my fashion colors, it seems like those don't get very good views. So I figured you guys didn't really care about it, and so I just didn't end up uploading it. But if you guys are interested in it, watching it from start to finish, from like the whole bleach out, the full foil, purple roots from like the very first time that we did it, if you guys want to see that, I will dig through my phone and see if I still have it, and I will upload it for you guys. But another thing is, I don't know if you can see, but blue sky. Can you see? Blue sky. We just had like a major, like, all this snow, and it's like melting and everything, but it feels like spring is around the corner, and I'm excited for it. So anyways, I just wanted to chit chat with you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.